this is going to be my coming out story. So this is my first video on YouTube that I've done, so ignore my ramblings or stuff like that, and plus I'm not going to edit this, so there may be some strange, awkward moments. But anyway, I first I really didn't know I was gay until, not that long ago. I'm 16 now, but I first started to like really, notice attractions when I was about 13, or 12 or 13, whenever I was hitting puberty. And I was noticing that I was not very, attracted to girls, but more attracted to guys. And I just, I live in a small town in Georgia, so, I had a hard time, thinking to myself, yeah, I like guys more, because, everyone else around here, I'm friends with a bunch of guys and stuff, and, the whole macho sort of, you're supposed to like girls are supposed to be submissive to the husband, and you're always supposed to have a wife, and kids, just, gays, just, it isn't, right, or whatever, it's an abomination. There's a bunch of Baptist churches around here. I wasn't raised in a family like that. My family's Episcopal, or Episcopalian, and that's, probably one of the most liberal churches there is in the country, considering they have an openly gay bishop and a bunch of gay priests, and they allow gay marriage, and they'll do gay marriage ceremonies and all that stuff. And they were one of the first to have, I think they were the first church to have a female priest or whatever. And so, I mean, my parents, I never got any of that from my parents. So what it really didn't come from my family, but the fear came from outside of my family, from people in the community. So I really didn't want to accept it, or, I really didn't want to be this way, but that was originally. And then, so as I I continued to search, I just continue to feel around, see, inside of myself, and really find out really like if I was gay or not. I would test myself. I would look at pictures of girls, look at pictures of guys, and see which one I really liked more. And it just never, the girls just never did anything for me. And it was just the guys. So eventually, I kind of my parents, I'm very close to my parents, so I kind of handed to them, I was like, I think I like guys a little bit more. And it really wasn't like a big sit-down thing. I wasn't like, I really didn't even know what coming out was then, because, as I said, there's really no gay culture at all in my town. And so I really had no idea any of the, what gays, like what really gay was and stuff like that. I mean, obviously I do now, and I did, I did know stuff about it, but I really wasn't that educated on it. So, but anyway, so I was like, yeah, they're like, do you think you could be gay? And I'm like, I really don't know. And I was like, because I was just kind of denying it, because I really didn't want to be. So, time went on, and I was just like, yeah, I sat down with them, and I was just like, yeah, I think I am gay. And they're just like, my parents, they're awesome. I love my parents, and they're just like, yeah, that's fine. We accept you, and we love you, and we accept gay people, and we've always been supportive. So that was very nice. And so, and I came out to my parents first, just because I knew they'd be accepting, and plus, yeah, I just knew that they were the most, open, loving people that I really know. I mean, they're awesome. So, and I'm really close with them, so that helps. And so then next people I told, I was like at a friend's house, and we were like, I was spending the night over there. It was me and three other girls, and we were like just talking, kind of about some serious stuff. And so I was just like, I need to get this off my chest. So I was like, yeah, I think I might be gay. And they're like, they were absolutely fine with it. They were just they were curious about it, and they were just like, how do you know? Or not really how do you know, but they were like, really? That's cool, and all that stuff. And so, that was a great experience, just because they were accepting and whatever, and tolerant. So then my my sister, I don't know why, well, she just wasn't there, so I didn't tell her. But I mean, it's not like I didn't want to tell her. It's just that I just didn't have the opportunity to tell her before. So, a lot of people on YouTube say that you shouldn't tell people, through the internet or whatever, but I was on Facebook, and so I decided to tell her that way, because I'm better at writing stuff than I am really communicating, vocally. So I Facebook chatter, and I was just like, hey, Tori, I need to tell you something. And she's like, so what do you need to tell me? And I was like, I'm gay. And she's like, yeah, I kind of, like, she's like, oh, that's great. I kind of knew, we've known each other, like, no joke, not joking, like, our entire lives. Like, I'm 16, she's turning 6, I turned 16 3 months ago. And she's going to turn 16 in 2 months. So, I mean, we were very similar in age, and our parents had known each other before we were born, so I knew her at birth, and so we've known each other for 16 years practically. So, but yeah, so she knew me very well, or knows me very well. So she was just like, she wasn't really that surprised, and so that went over well. And she was, she's very open, accepting, loving. So that was great. And then let me think. Oh, I told one of my guy friends, or no, I told my guy friend's sister, because we're good friends, and so I was talking to her on Facebook, and I first had to, because, I mean, you know how stereotypes go, and so, like, I'm not the most stereotypical gay person, or whatever. I mean, they're dumb stereotypes. I mean, I really, and that could be another video about stereotypes. But anyway, so she was just like, I was like, yeah, I'm gay. And so, you know how on Facebook there's a lot of, hacking stuff where people get on someone else's account and, like, write just like, I'm gay or whatever, and not really mean it, or really it's not true. But in this case, obviously it was, but she didn't believe me, so I had to prove that it was actually me talking. She had to ask me questions only I would know, and she eventually came around. She's like, oh my gosh, I can't believe this, blah, blah, blah. And she's like, this is so great, or whatever. And and she was fine and all that stuff. So that was cool. And then she said, like, and her brother is like my best friend. So